What's up, EB Bike Rides? Hey, I'm gonna show y'all how I ride, man. You gotta make sure this is a parts list. This is a accessory list that you need, and you need to be riding with your book bag when you ride out the area. I know when you're riding in your neighborhood and doing stuff around your house on your e-bike, you don't have to too much worry about it because you're close to the house. But for those e-bikers out there that once you get out of the area or get 5 or 10 miles away from the house, you're gonna need certain things. You just can't go out there and think nothing's gonna happen, because it will. So I got a list of stuff that I ride with in my book bag, and I'm gonna go over it for y'all today. First of all, this is my book bag. I think I've had this almost 2 years. By the way, I've been e-biking for 4 years, and I just started 2 years ago riding with my book bag. I've been through a lot of flats. I've been through a lot of stuff with these e-bikes, and today I'm gonna show y'all what I have in my book bag. So first of all, I'm gonna show y'all this first, and I don't care. This is a 21 millimeter wrench. Most of the eBay kits and e-bike kits out there take this 21 millimeter. This is the front wheel kit, for instance. That takes a 21 millimeter. This back kit, that takes a 21 millimeter. So I ride with this everywhere I go. I stick this in my book bag. Get a book bag that's big enough to carry this, because you're gonna need it. Unless you get one smaller. I mean, you can use pliers or a wrench, but all you're gonna do is, what you're gonna do is start stripping this nut right here. And that's not gonna be good, because when you have flats and you gotta take that off, it's gonna be a problem. So yeah, you wanna keep that all smooth and nice, and use the correct tools. That's another thing too. Use the correct tools on the stuff that you have, because a lot of these kits, they're not cheap. And you go to stripping stuff and tearing up stuff, and now you gotta figure out how to order. You gotta wait on stuff, and that's gonna delay you riding your e-bike. So yeah, let's get back to the parts list. Another thing too, this is a 15 millimeter on most bikes, 26-inch bikes that I ride, or any other bikes. The tire that doesn't have a motor on it usually require a 15 millimeter if it's not quick release. So I ride with that. I use a 14 millimeter for my seat posts and my kickstands. A lot of those take 14 millimeters. These seat posts take 14 millimeters and 13. So I have 13 millimeter sockets too. I used for that. This is a 10 millimeter. You need this for your torque arm. So always have a 10 millimeter or a socket with you, because most common torque arms are like this. Most these are the common torque arms you get. Some of them come with the kit, some of them don't. But most of the standard torque arms look just like this. And that torque arm requires this 10 millimeter, which goes on the back side right here. And you need to take, for instance, I use this part tool, 3-way. It's a 4 millimeter, 5 millimeter, and 6 millimeter. And I think which one goes in there? So yeah, it's the 4 millimeter. No, it's the 5 millimeter. I'm sorry, 5 millimeter, and that 10 millimeter on the other side goes for that torque arm. So you're gonna need that. Another thing you're gonna need for that torque arm is a flat head, or you know, you can use an 8 millimeter. This 8 millimeter little wrench, it will work for that torque arm. Or you can use a socket, either one, an 8 millimeter socket or wrench, it'll work for that torque arm. So yeah, you're gonna need that. So let's get back to the supply list. I got some brake levers, the bike tire levers. So when you have a flat, you're gonna need some tire levers, and get these right here. Ones that don't have any sharp ends on them, because you don't want to be out there puncturing a tube with the sharp ends of a tire lever. That sucks. And get some that's strong enough to get up under there, because you don't, I'm telling you, it's rough out there when you don't have the right stuff. There go the pliers. This is another 3-way tool from Part Tool. It's got the 2 millimeter, 2.5, and a 3. This is in case you have to move around your throttle, because most of these throttles, they take these little millimeter things here. So let's see which one. That'll be a 2.5. So on that throttle, and most of the like if you got gears, for instance, that throttle's a little bit bigger, so that may take 3mm. So yeah, I got that part too. Let's see what else you got. I use this little wrench. I don't know what millimeter this is. I think it's a 5.2. Yeah, it's a 5. And you can use that for my V-brakes. I use that for my V-brakes, and I use that to just change the V-brakes. Instead of using that part 2 to get in there, I use this little 5mm. So I always run with that. I use this little snippet in case I have to do any work right here on my zip ties. This to cut the zip ties. This Phillips head screwdriver. I don't know why I got that, but it's there. This is an extra pair of glasses. These my clear glasses I use at night. The ones I got on now are shaded. So I always ride with glasses. Another thing too, man, when you going 30 plus, get you some glasses and you'll be a little bit better right there, man. You won't have all the water coming out your eyes and the tears. Okay, let's get back to the part list. We got a blade. I just use a razor blade just in case I have to cut the tape on some of the connections or something go wrong. I use that. Oh yeah, a battery bank, just a little small battery bank in case my lights go dead or you need a phone charge or something. You can hook that to your bike, or just, you know, I always carry that with me. And some tape just in case I have to go in there and mess with something. There's the extra tube. Even though I got puncture-proof tubes and tires I run with, I always run with an extra tube. Sometimes I run with 2, because when you're going out the area, you never know what's gonna happen. So you always wanna be prepared. And another thing too, an air pump. This is a little small electric air pump I got off Amazon. Get you an air pump, because when you're out there having flats and there's not a lot of stores around, there's not a lot of places with air pumps, and you're gonna need that to change your tire. I don't care where you at, this thing comes in handy. I keep it charged up, it's ready to go. So that's my parts list. I always keep all this stuff right here will actually fit in this little bag. This is a little old Bell bag that I had from one of the kids or something, and I put all that in this little bag and I stick it in this book bag. And another thing too, if you're going on long rides, you could take your charger. You know, when I go out of town, or like Winter Haven, or I go out the area, Tampa, or, you know, if I'm going far distance, wherever the case may be, take your charger with you, because you can always charge up, or every place has got an outlet. So take the advantage of the outlets there. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all. It was a much needed video of you know, stuff that you should have, because when you get out on that road and have flats, you don't have nobody to call to come get you, it's bad. You're gonna be pushing that thing home, you're gonna be walking, you're gonna want to leave it. A lot of people, you know, a flat tire will just make them go put the thing in the garage. It'll sit there for 1.5 years. They be like, man, what's wrong with it? Oh, it just had a flat tire, because you don't know how to change the tire, or you didn't want nobody to change. So it's crazy what goes on. Or you had a problem with it, you know, something simple that you could have fixed. So yeah, there we go.